World. Welcome to Live with Candice Kris.
Welcome to the show. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
And we are twinning again. I did it on purpose today, though.
Why?
Because you came in my office and I said, I'm put on some Bluetooth.
How you know I wasn't going to change my clothes?
I just felt it in my spirit. But how was your night last night?
Get on my nerves.
I know, I love you back.
It was good. How was yours?
Mine ended up being a good night.
Oh, why is that?
So I just stopped at a random bar on the way home for Valentine's Day, and it ended up being lit. Apparently, all the single people went out, and it was a vibe.
And you always find them.
It was a vibe.
Where did you go?
What bar did I go to?
Yeah.
Graffiti Junction.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a little hole in the wall bar, but it ended up being a vibe. So
Those are the best ones.
Oh yeah. And they have a late night happy hour. So
you look rested.
That's the makeup. Thank you, Blair, for hiding my.
You had an appointment this morning. You want to talk? No? Okay.
Not yet. In due time. But I will say this about the doctor's office. Nothing will hurt your feelings more than that scale at the doctor's office when you have to weigh yourself.
Oh, I don't do that.
Oh, I got on the scale. I said, damn, is this Christmas and Thanksgiving? I didn't realize I had, that scale will hurt your feelings.
I already know where I am. Nah, I'm not going to make myself depressed. Nope.
Yeah, I didn't need that kind of negativity in my life.
You shouldn't have did it.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's all good.
But we got a great show coming up and an amazing guest, too, so you don't want to go anywhere. But we got to start right away with the breakdown. The bubonic plague. Never thought I'd say that. So you think diseases are on the trend. They really are. Everything comes back at some point. And the bubonic plague has. Thank God it's not a multitude of people. It's only one actual patient that they know of right now in Oregon. And apparently it was through a cat. So it didn't catch it through another person, but it's through a cat. It is contained. He is being cured for it, but it seems like this is the same state that had another case in 2015. So what's going on in Oregon? Now, they are saying that, of course, it can be cured if it's caught in time. If it's not caught in time, it then becomes septic and infects your blood. And then at that point, it can be deadly. But if you feel like you've been in contact with animals that may have it, it takes up to 8 days after exposure. Fever, nausea, weakness, it's like you have a cold. How are you going to know you have the bubonic plague?
And I'm more afraid of this than COVID. Because with COVID,
Here we go with COVID again.
Lord, I'm not praying we don't go through another pandemic. I can't take another. But, COVID was human to human. This you could get from pet to human, because you could get it from bite from infected fleas, direct contact with infected tissues, and inhalation of infected respiratory droplets, the same way COVID was.
But this is mostly through animals.
I'm scared of that. Can you imagine if pets could catch it and you could catch something from your puppy?
Well, if you remember, this is the same disease that wiped out half the European nation years ago, and it's also when they had the pandemic called the Black Plague.
Yeah.
So it is dangerous if it was to get around, but they have it under control. There's no need right now to really worry, but wait, so I saw, you know how I found out about this?
What?
Through a Jamaican website, because they were saying, remember the U.S. actually put out an advisory saying Jamaica is dangerous. So now Jamaica is saying ban the U.S. from coming in because they don't want the plague.
So they say we infected over here?
That's right.
That's just being petty.
And it's infected.
Well, hopefully this is just, a fluke and there's nothing serious to think about. I mean, it killed 50 million people, so it obviously can do something, but hopefully it doesn't spread. We don't need another. I can't take another one. But in other news, you guys, if you are single in Atlanta, looks like there are a lot more of you guys, because according to the Chamber of Commerce.org, since 2019, 12,405 more people are now living alone. That's 12.5%. So out of the 236,202 households, 110,979 people are living solo. And it also is the spot with the most independent women and the 10th place for men living alone as well. So I guess people not dating in Atlanta. Nobody's trying
Just say it's the fourth loneliest city in the U.S.
I didn't want to make the people feel bad. I don't want to. They say y'all lonely in Atlanta, y'all.
Give it to them in plain English. It's the fourth loneliest state in the U.S.
Are they lonely or are they just
No, they aren't.
single and enjoying their life.
No.
Only reason I say this because at least most of the people I know that moved to Atlanta, they moved there for their career, especially in their entertainment. You know, people in entertainment
I
go.
think when they say lonely, they should say women are lonely in Atlanta. And I think the women are lonely in Atlanta because, you know,
Don't get us canceled.
Atlanta has a different love system.
That's a nice, gentle way of putting it. That was very gentle,
like
Candy.
that,
I like the way you did that.
You like that? You
But
like that?
she really want to say.
Yeah, the love system is a little bit different in Atlanta. So you really don't know who you're dating. So I think that's why Atlanta has a lot more
Single women.
Women, but they have other women. So let's move on.
Candy.
So we're going to say something we're not supposed to say.
Hey, but hold on. But DC was number one. They're the number one loneliest state, shockingly.
DC?
DC,
DC
yeah.
too is, yeah.
It's another one of those different love systems.
I'm
shocked New York wasn't on the list.
The gang people in New York and DC, your brothers. I ain't gonna say. You know, y'all clap hands and jump up and down.
Candy.
I'm not,
Yeah. Not doing Black History, but we ain't gonna do it.
it's the truth. I'm not joking. When I used to go back and forth to DC a lot.
Yeah.
And what you call the people? The Kappa.
Oh, the fraternities
The
and sororities.
fraternities.
Yeah.
But the male fraternities, I know y'all gonna get mad. I don't care.
Ooh.
It's different there.
In DC?
Yes.
How were they in DC? I know Howard is up there, so there's a lot of.
Like some of them should be in Atlanta.
They're part of their different love
I don't
system.
know. The love system is just different. And when you have a different love system in state, you're gonna have a gender that's lonely or by themselves. So I see how.
But those are two cities where it's a lot of young professionals too. So I don't know. Maybe it could be people are moving there to try to bump up in their careers. We'll go with that.
It's funny. It's not Florida.
Shockingly, it's not Florida.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Okay. So. An estimated, this is really bad because you would think at a time where everyone is celebrating, the Chiefs win, everything should go good, but unfortunately it didn't. I'm sure that everyone heard about this. So far, in a city estimated, there was 1 million people out there for the parade that celebrated the win. The win. Okay, so the win for the Super Bowl, 1 dead, 22 injured. The age range from 8 years old to 47. These are all the people that were actually shot. And the police are saying that during the parade, the people that were injured had absolutely nothing to do with the parade. So it was a separate altercation that broke out, a private fight that just went left all the way. And it's sad because the 43-year-old woman lost her life. And out of the 47 people that's injured, most of them are kids under the age of 16.
And what's even more scary is that this is the 48th mass shooting so far this year. We're only in February, so that's a dangerous trend. And the lady that was killed, let's pay some respect to her. Her name was DJ Lisa Lopez Galvin. She was a popular DJ in the city, so that's a big loss for the community as well. Whatever happened to the days when if people had a disagreement, they just fought? Why does it have to be?
No, that's not anymore.
It's not anymore?
No, because they can't fight.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
People just
They
scared.
can't fight. I remember in my days, the alarm when you took your earrings off, and you pull that ponytail back and you get that grease and you
break out that Vaseline.
We were ready to roll.
And now they just pull a trigger.
This generation right now is pull a trigger.
So now it's at the point where if I was out and I saw a fight getting ready to break out, normally you would try to break up the fight. Now it's like you should just start running because you don't know if somebody's going to pull out a...
And that's the sad part about it because you have people that do want to intervene. You have people that want to help, but at what risk?
Yeah.
Your life is involved, but I think I'm going to help. I'm not one of those people that can see somebody hurt and run away.
If you saw a fight break out, you would try to break it up?
If someone is getting jumped.
Oh, getting jumped. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
I'm going to go in there looking like this, but
I would just have
we going to stop some kind of way.
I would just have to go with what my gut tells me.
I
can't say what I would do.
If it's man, I'd take my shirt off or something.
She didn't say that, man, and she didn't
No,
mean that.
well, I mean, just
I know what you said.
just a distraction, anything to stop. How many times have you seen, especially black women, you see women get hurt?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's standing around filming.
Basically, yeah, that's
because
true.
you see the film on the internet,
Yeah.
but who stopped it?
That's true.
You know, at some point to it, we gotta try to help.
But nonetheless, condolences for the life that was lost, you guys. And on that note, we got to get into what's trending. So Nikichi Diallo, formerly known as Rachel Dolezal, has been fired from her teaching job after being discovered to have an OnlyFans account. Now, if you don't remember who Rachel Dolezal is, she was the former president of the NAACP who had to resign because she lied about being a black woman.
But why sound like she got an African name? Y'all need to leave her alone. I'll take Rachel over some of the black people we have now.
I mean,
She did a lot for us.
she did it. She taught
Look,
African American studies.
Y'all could keep Candice Owens. Keep Candice Owens. We'll take Rachel.
But let's
She's
take a
done
look at the
lot.
picture of. Did Rachel always look like that?
That woman is not gonna have no peace. She's all the way in Tucson somewhere.
Tucson, Arizona.
Just trying to get a job.
But she was fired from the Catalina Foothills School District. So
That's terrible. She was a teacher.
But had an OnlyFans. If you're gonna have an OnlyFans,
I don't think she meant for it to come out. I think it's some nosy person that did it. You know how many people have a OnlyFans? And people
but
just
she
don't
put.
know about
I think she
it?
put the link on maybe her social media, like the link tree, I think is what it's called, and they saw it, and that's how she got discovered.
No.
But if you're gonna have an OnlyFans, don't put it on your public page.
No, I'll take Rachel. Leave Rachel alone. She needs to work.
Or she could have been one of the OnlyFans people that just do their feet. You know, some people have an OnlyFans.
That's
but
not a foot.
That's not the foot.
You can't tell?
But Rachel looked good. I don't remember her looking like that.
That's not a foot, Chris. What's wrong with your eyes?
Would you want an OnFans?
Don't do that. I have one. Okay, and on that note, we got to take a short break. We'll be right back after this. One word.
Hey, man.
The Candice Kris Show.
Let's go.
Come on.
Hey.
The Candice Kris Show. The Candice Kris Show. The Candice Kris Show.
Hey, man.
The Candice Kris Show.
Let's go.
Come on.
Hey.
The Candice Kris Show. The Candice Kris Show. The Candice Kris Show.
Hey, man.
The Candice Kris Show.
Let's go.
Come on.
Hey.
The Candice Kris Show. The Candice Kris Show. The Candice Kris Show.
Welcome back to the show. You're just in time for Unfiltered. So today's guest is a rising comedy sensation who is getting rave reviews on his national tour. Please welcome to our show, Jari Knows. Jari,
Thanks for having me.
thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all having me.
Hey, taking time out of your hectic schedule, we appreciate it.
Yes, indeed.
So look, just so our viewers can get to know you a little bit better, tell our viewers who is Jari Knows and tell them a little bit of some of the stuff that you've done.
Jari Knows. I'm a nationally touring. Wait, which camera?
Whatever.
All right, cool. I'm look at both of them. Hold on. I'm a nationally touring comedian based out of Orlando, Florida. Man, we just set up a 30-city tour. I'm featuring for Cam Patterson, a couple dates with good friend of mine, Preacher Lawson, and we're at the beginning of a comedy boom right now, man, and I'm just happy to be a part of it, you know.
Wow. So I want to know, how did you even get into comedy?
Man, it's a long story, but basically off a lie, you know.
Wait, what?
Off a lie. I lied and said, I told somebody I was trying to impress that I was going to do stand-up comedy, and I gave them a date and a time and a location, and I didn't go. And then they called me like, hey, I'm here. What's going on? So I had to, you know, go
Was
out
it
there.
a girl?
Of course, yes.
Hold on. So you tried.
I hope she was worth it. No.
She
Oh,
cool.
you did say, are you friends?
So it was it was a success.
I mean, you know.
I mean, we see.
I had a great set.
So you just went up there and freestyled, and it ended up working.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I said that is because a lot of people had already been telling me I need to get into, you know, comedy. And I already had. It just started off on Facebook. I would just write things on Facebook, just things that pop in my mind. So I just went up there and said it, and it wasn't like great, but it wasn't bad. It was good enough for people to be like, "Hey, man, I see potential. Keep coming back." So yeah, it went good.
Wow.
You gotta work at it with anything.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's a language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cam was on our show. Cam is funny.
Yeah.
That's his stone.
Yeah, he left us
Left
with
it
a
up
rock.
there. Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he got a thing for rocks, so he left us.
man, this worth something.
This, you gonna put
You know, we
our
still
rock back.
got rock, Johnny, bro.
But that's our rock. So, of course, I'm going to ask, and I probably know the answer, but hey, you never know. So how does being black influence your comedy? Because I asked somebody that before, and they were like, huh? I'm just black. Like,
Nah, it definitely does, because culturally we have a certain perspective on things. Me personally, I touch on it, but I don't want to get pigeonholed as a black comedian where I'm just white people do this, black people do that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So like I touch on it, but as far as like the industry goes, my own personal opinion and experiences, there's only a limited amount of spots, because it's all about marketing, you know what I mean? So if there's a big show going on, they don't want 8 black dudes, you know what I mean? So it is like a very like, you know, narrow lane, but you know, it's not a lot of us.
So they got to do the salt and pepper.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. It's a you know, everybody wants to be inclusive and all that kind of stuff now, so.
That's the term of the year.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to ask a comedian this. Walk us through the process of preparing for a show. Like, I want to know, do y'all test y'all material out on family members? Like, how do y'all prepare for a show?
Starting out, I would just write, and then whatever I wrote, I would just go up there and say it. But the more you do it, the more you learn like the craft of it. And it really is just a language. You know, once you understand like the rhythm of it and certain spots where you should pause and certain words you could take out and use. A lot of younger comedians, they make the mistake of thinking profanity makes it funny, but you have to use profanity strategically. It can't just be every other word, this, that, because it loses the listener's ear. You know what I mean? So it's just like a multitude of things that, you know, you have to take into consideration when you're preparing material.
So when you write your material, do you have something like, oh, this is gonna stick? Like, you know, this is a good one, or do you test it on your family, like get their reactions?
If it makes me laugh in real life, then I know that there's something there. But it's just, again, just learning how to deliver that message on stage, because a lot of times a story will happen and people just go up and tell the story verbatim.
Right.
And it's like,
And it's just
that's
fun.
not, y'all not like, nah, bro, you didn't.
Okay.
You didn't do the proper steps for it.
So do you deal with, I'm sure as a comedian, especially remember not too long ago, people are just feeling entitled to go on stage and mess with comedians. So how do you deal with the backlash? How do you deal with the hagglers, like when that type of stuff happens?
Man, I just shut them down. I had one last night. I was just joking about, you know, Florida being this great state and you know, everywhere else, and it was like one of those like super hipster woke kind of dudes. And he was like, I'm like, yeah, Florida's a great state. No, it's not. I'm ignoring him. New York is crappy state. No, it's not. You know, he keeps going, but again, like I said, it's a art and it's a language, so he doesn't understand. The longer I ignore him, I'm building up anticipation with the audience for me to tell him to shut up. So once I finally do tell him to shut up, the room is gonna explode because I built up all of that tension by ignoring him. So once the crowd turns on you, I can say anything, And you know what I mean? Like,
because they're gonna be pissed off.
exactly.
Like, dude, shut
right.
up.
They paid money to be there.
Right.
They didn't come out here to hear your political whatever, you know what I mean? But nah, I shut him down. You know, he's a white dude. He's trying to be all super woke. I'm like, bro, you over here interrupting a black man during Black History Month, bro.
You already
know what I
finna
mean?
take the L.
You not an ally, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Not good.
Yeah. But you just got to know what angle to take with them. A lot of times, you know, people are just excited about the show, so I try to be nice about it, you know, and you know, ignore them a little bit. And sometimes they shut up, but when they get obnoxious like that, you gotta, you know, address the elephant in the room.
Do you just walk around and you see something funny? You just.
I wish I was.
Because
like
I know that's in my head.
I
I
wish,
know that's
man,
how
like-
I'm not a comedian, but I know that's how my head works.
I wish.
I think you could have been
everything
more.
is a
Yeah.
no. I can't do this thing.
It's a lot easier than, I mean, once you learn it, you know.
Y'all don't
you never
start
know.
the nonsense. But in my head, everyth's a joke.
I'm trying to be nicer.
Is that what it is?
I'm working on being nicer.
How are you bad?
Man. I don't know. I just had a phase where I was just rubbing a lot of people the wrong way because
Right.
like with this industry, I'm just around a lot of people that don't know me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they
Okay.
can like misconstrue,
Right.
you know, like my energy because I'm very just, you know, sometimes I can be very low energy and unenthusiastic and sarcastic. But
Yeah, you did come in like that. You walked over. Yeah, you did.
But that's just how I am. Like I'm just comfortable all the time. So
But
it's
see, you
just-
cool now.
You're
You're
cool.
good
Yeah,
now. You warmed
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You came in.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, we good?
Yeah, that's how it felt.
That's how it felt.
Yeah,
But
when I
you
walked in here. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know it was that bad.
you
I didn't mean to make it
good.
aggressive.
You good, though.
Yeah.
You good.
So, Jari, I read that you have a unique blend of observational comedy
Yeah.
and storytelling. So, which is your favorite approach and why?
Observational. I had to learn how to do storytelling. I used to hate doing storytelling.
Wait,
'cause
what is observational comedy
it's
for somebody?
for me it's finding discrepancies in social norms.
Okay.
So if it's okay for one demographic to do something and not another demographic, that's
okay.
immediately a joke.
Okay,
You know what I
okay.
mean? Like you just have to point it out, like and
Right.
find a funny way to do it. I had to learn how to do storytelling because again, like I'm chill, and to do good stories, you got to be animated. You got to
You gotta be
do
real
characters
extra.
and switch your voice up and all that kind of stuff. But I think I found a good lane for.
So it's like
See,
some
that's
acting.
that's the scary part.
What?
I think to do stand the story.
I think
The
you would
story-
be good at
the-
storytelling.
No, why?
Because
No.
you're naturally,
yeah, and you got
you're naturally.
extrovert
Yeah.
energy.
You gonna write it?
Bet, let's do it.
Nah.
I got you, dog.
I'm gonna do a whole stand-up routine. It's coming up, y'all. No. But okay, so what would you tell young comedians that are just starting out now if you had to give them advice?
Man, the game has changed so much from when I started. So, I mean, right now, I would just say any opportunity you have to do stand-up comedy, do it. Don't make any excuses. One of my philosophies is how does it benefit you to not do it? You know what I mean? And I tell a lot of people who are like, I know a lot of comedians, if a show doesn't pay what they want, they'll just stay home and play Xbox. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you might as well go get that. I did a show that was like way under my pay recently. And while I was there, I got booked for a show that was way over my pay. You know what I mean?
You don't know
okay,
who's gonna
okay.
be there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? And a lot of spots will try to do that whole pay you an exposure kind of thing, but we live in a social media era now, so we don't really need exposure from venues as much as we used to. As long as you got your camera, you can go viral from anywhere. So
That is so true.
yeah, so even if they're not paying what you want, bring your camera, work out on something. You never know. You post it online, you wake up to 1 million views, it could change your life. So
Yeah.
That is
just
so
always
true.
stay active and market yourself. A lot of comedians don't like to promote their shows and because they try to do like the humble thing and all of that. But man, you got to put it in people's faces sometimes because they act
Right.
like they don't know what's going on. So bring people out, market yourself, and make sure everybody knows that you're working.
That's good.
What?
That's good. You can't ask for better than that. So I want to switch gears for a second. Rachel Zoe. What's her name now? She got an
Dolezal.
African.
Rachel
she got a
Dolezal.
whole African name. She's trying to stay with the black people. So how you feel about her losing her job? She
For the
shouldn't lose her
OnlyFans.
job, right? Stop. You know what?
Man, I just hate how they just target black women like that in America. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
During Black History Month, like let her do her thing. You know what I mean?
Let her have the OnlyFans.
Yeah, man. Like,
Let her be black.
support black business. What's wrong with that? You know what I mean?
It's a black entrepreneur.
Well, we'll take her.
We'll take her. She ain't black, but we'll let her be.
Like I said, we could switch her out for Candace Owens. I'll take Rachel. You know, she went far to try to find a job.
Yeah. So, Jar, real quick, I know we got to close soon. What's next for you? What can the people expect next for you?
What next? I'm in the middle of a Florida tour right now. I'm hitting Miami, New Smyrna Beach, Clearwater, every scene, Jacksonville, every scene that has something going on in Florida. And then in May we start our national tour where we're going to Vegas,
Nice.
Pittsburgh, Cleveland,
Nice.
all over. So if this year don't work out, man, I'm gonna be back in them call centers. You know?
No, we gonna speak.
No, we don't want
success
you to
over you, dog. You
don't
gonna
want
it's gonna be
you.
successful.
You know, I
too.
know comedy takes a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a slow burn.
it is.
People don't understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then once it pops, it's like we knew it.
We knew it. Yeah,
And then it's like you said, it can pop overnight.
Literally.
So you can't give up.
Yeah.
So the key word is not to give up.
Yeah, man.
But that's our show for today. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Your whole
y'all,
vibe
man.
changed. I appreciate it.
Hey,
man.
let us come to a show. We want to come to a show.
I
Yeah.
got a show tonight.
Definitely.
Come out tonight. What's up?
Okay.
Oh, don't threaten us with a good time.
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
Okay,
Don't-
sounds like a plan.
Boom.
Thank you guys for tuning in, but we got to get out of here. You know where to reach